Alright, Shalom. First off, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who ruled well and who taught us this truth. And a sincere peace and salutation to all the Akim that's out there pushing this word and truth in this city. It's a brother Ganan from the DC and the B More camp coming back at you with another video. And I would like to entitle this video, If the Lord's Will, if the Spirit is willing to, that they don't want us to know who we are. You know, speaking of the heathens, you know, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You know, they don't want us to know that we the chosen people, that we are the Lord's people, because that's who we are, man. And I'm speaking of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And I want to start off in Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, "For thou art a holy people." The word holy means separate. We are a separate people from all other nations, man. From all the other nations, you know. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh is the heavenly Father who the world ignorantly called God. And it says Yahweh thy power. The word God just simply means power. And so in the scriptures, I'm going to read it verbatim. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God." The Lord in all caps is Yahweh. You know, the Lord in all caps is Yahweh. So I'm taking out those names and I'm putting the true words in there. So I'm gonna read it again. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." Right. So the Most High, the Creator that be of all things, because the word Yahweh, the name Yahweh means He is, meaning He is everything, man. You know, you got to imagine who the Most High truly is, man. He's someone outside of time. You know how we operate in time? Oh, it's 1 o'clock. We know we got to do this at 2 o'clock. That's not the Most High. Scriptures say that 1,000 years to us is but like one day to the Most High, you know. And He, that person whom I just described, have chosen us. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He has chosen us to be a special people unto himself, man. You know, and he separated us from all the other nations. And I'm going to prove that. You know, I'm going to prove that all these other nations don't mean anything to him. I'm going to read this again. It's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth." Right. You know, he's talking about the Israelites. And the Israelites today are above all the other nations, truly, man. But today, Salakia, because today we are actually finding ourselves looking up to all of these people. They are all thriving. They are all pretty much serving us, man. You know, we go into their stores. You know, we're applying to their jobs, you know. They're being our bosses. They are over us. Why? Because we went off, you know. We went off. And they don't want us to get back on track, because if we get back on track, that means the Lord is going to protect us. The Lord is going to fight for us. You know, it's an account in Samuel, Salaki, it's an account in Samuel where I think the Philistines is like, "Are you sure you want to, you know, go up against the Israelites? You know what their power would do, you know?" And he made an example out of the Philistines, you know, if I'm not mistaken. You know, that's in the book of Samuels. But I got an account in Judith to continue on making that point, you know. This is Judith 5 and 17. It says, and while as they sent not before their power, they prospered. Right, you know, and that's talking about the Israelites. You know, when we sent not, when we didn't go off, we prospered. We thrived. Let me get out of the curses. I'm going to jump to Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to jump back to Judith. I'm going to jump to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently." The word hearken means to listen. Shemai in the Hebrew. The word listen in the Hebrew is Shemai. You know, meaning listen, meaning hearken. And that's what we are. That is what we ought to do now. So if this spirit, you, Lord's will, whoever come across this video, if this resonates with you and you're not seeing yourself as an Israelite right now, This is the time to hearken. This is the time to listen, and you will see these curses start to lift up off you, because the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your time. This is the wisdom. The truth of the scriptures is the wisdom and knowledge. So once you obtain this, you're supposed to hold on to it. The scriptures will say hold fast, meaning hold tight. You don't want to let this go. So Deuteronomy 28:1, it says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth." Right, so if we listen, if we just listen, then he will set us on high above all the nations of the earth. Right, so if we do this, that means so-called white people, so-called East Indians, the true Africans, the Hamites, the so-called Chinese, the Japanese, and so on, man. All these nations will be answering to us, man, bowing at our feet, if we listen. Meaning, if we, to the best of our ability, keep the commandments of the scriptures and follow Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus, and believe on him as the scriptures say, man, the true way. The scriptures in the book of Chronicles says, if all of Israel turn and face the east, that he would come and deliver us right then and there. He'd come and deliver us right then and there. So why in the hell would these nations want us to hear? Why in the hell would these nations want us to know who we are, man? Because if we did and we listen, then we'll be put on high. We'll be put on high over them. They don't want that. So we know that's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. Let me go get that real quick. What is it? 10, 12? No, it's probably 13. No, 12 and 10. Yeah, this is Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right, it says never trust our enemy. And our enemy is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, but also all the other nations, man. All the other nations. They are our enemies, and we are not to trust them. But yet they come with this, we're all one. It's the same thing with the Tower of Babel. They all want to come together. They all want to be one nation, one this, that, boo, like whatever. And that's what they're pushing now, man. Do that. They tell Israel you could do as you want. You got a lot of Israelites being homosexuals. Bacon and pork is all over the place. You got lesbians all over the place. You got badass kids not listening to their parents, as the scriptures say. And it's all pushed and it's pushed by these heathens, man. And our people are taking on that way, man. This is Jeremiah. One second. This is Jeremiah 10 and 1. It says, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Right, it's talking to you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, O house of Israel. It says, thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right, learn not the way of the heathen. That's what our people have done, man. That's what our people have done, because our nationality was stripped from us. I'm going to go into that. So that we wouldn't prosper, so that we wouldn't know who we were. So that we can continue to go against our power, so that we won't be defended as they systematically kill us and try to depopulate us, without us even knowing. We would think that they're helping us, but they're really depopulating us, like hence abortion. You got more so than ever the so-called black woman going at the one state that just banned abortions. You know, and they going at it heavy because they think that their rights being taken. But in the scriptures, that's wicked, man. You're not supposed to kill your seed. You're not supposed to kill your seed, man. Once a baby has been conceived in your womb, that is the spirit that the Most High put there. Who the hell are you to say that you don't want it there? You shouldn't be having sex then. You know? But the nation start with Margaret Sanger, that damn devil, all the way back, starting with the eugenics society. You know, they came up with a plot with population control. And they tried to control, and they are controlling our population by killing Israelites, and the nigger woman is doing it for them. That's sinning against their power. You know? So the nigger woman think that they're helping them, but all they doing is keeping us further and further away from our power so that we don't prosper. I'm going to jump back to Judah. This is Judah 5:17. It says, and whilst they sent not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them, right? So our power hate iniquity. He hates sin. You know, he hate when we go off. That's why he punished us. That's why he put the curses on us, man. You know, when we did not sin, he was with us. You know, verse 18, it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore. Right. So when we departed from the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we was destroyed. You know, and it was a very sore destruction. Which is why Esau is thriving against us right now, man. Because we departed from the ways of the Lord. I'm going to read verse 18 again. It says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives in a land that was not theirs. See, and that's what's happening right now, man. We are being led captives in a land that is not ours. You know, because we're not listening, we're not shaman, we're not listening, we're not hearkening. You see? And the temples of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemy. But now are they returned to their power and come up from the places where they were scattered, and they possess Jerusalem where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill countries, for it was desolate. And that's going into what happened in the book of Ruth. But that's the same thing now, man. You see brothers, sincere Akim out there pushing this word and truth and this sincerity, and our nation is rising slowly, man, even though you don't see it. How are we rising? Because this wicked kingdom, America, is breaking down, man. It's breaking down. World War III is about to pop off, and nukes is going to be sent over to this place, man. And that's because you see the men of the Lord out there chanting this place down, man. And then Esau is going to fight harder and harder to do what? Continue to get us away from our power, man. Here's why you don't know who you are, man. The scriptures speak on it. This is Psalms 83 and 3. It says, they take a crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. And that's talking about the so-called white man. You know, they taking crafty counsel against our people. You know, it says, verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that they remember the name of Israel. Salaki. It said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right. And that's why, I'll be honest, when I first came into this truth, I didn't know what an Israelite was. You know, when I first heard about it, if I may say, you know, when I first heard about this truth, I didn't know what an Israelite was. But yeah, I went to Bible study for years and years before. I've always been in the church. I never knew what an Israelite was. You see, they took that away from us, and it was a crafty counsel. This was something that was already planned, man. They don't want us to know who we are, because if we know who we are, we would know we were the chosen people. You see? And that's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. But you bozos, you dumb niggas, you dumb spicks, you dumb wetbacks, continue to believe that they are God, man. You continue to worship them and fight for this place and want this country to move on. You know, that's why Micah 2:10 it says, arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest, man. This is not our place, man. They taking crafty counsel and said, let us cut them off from being a nation. We know if everybody got a so-called nationality that they can go back to, you got the Chinese people living in China, you know, you got the Japanese people living in Japan, you know, you got the Pakistani, you got Iraq, everybody got this place, but where's our place? We call ourselves Negroes, black. Who are we? You see? We are the nation of Israel, man, the chosen people. That's being still to this day held captive. They don't want us to know who we are. And it was also a curse. Why? Because we didn't hearken, as I was saying before. This is Jeremiah 17:4. It says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Yeah, man, we pissed the Lord off because we wanted to do our own thing. And still to this day, you got a lot of Jake out there doing that same thing. So if you come across this video, you'll see, Lord's will, if it's for you, that we would cut off, man. And that these heathens is trying to get us to continue to go off so that they don't see us over them. But regardless, it's inevitable, it's coming. So it's rather you get with the train that's going to win, which is the train of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, or you could continue to follow the ways of these heathens and be destroyed with them. You know, it's up to you, because they don't want us to know who we are. You know? But with that, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who ruled well and who taught us this truth. And a sincere piece of salutation to all the Akim that's actually shemaying and listening and hearkening and pushing his word in truth and sincerity. You know, and Lord's will, brothers, was edified and built up. A shalom.